Hey, good evening. I'm Dan Fitzpatrick at StockMarketMentor.com, and it's Tuesday, August 11th, 2015. Okay, I want to look at BIDU. First of all, members, I urge you, even if you don't want to look at the market, watch tonight's strategy session. I've got a lot of things to say to you, and the term that I always use is I'm giving you pearls. It's definitely there, so I'm not going to ask you to work hard, but I am going to ask you to take some notes and do some thinking, critical thinking, because it's important. It's a very funky market right now, more so than you will hear from folks on the tube. Anyway, so let's get to this though. BIDU, just a couple things. Okay, this is, to say this is going down further is kind of stating the obvious. I mean, I'm looking at this and I certainly don't see a bottom. You know, you can look at this stuff and all that, but if this is moving you, then you haven't really been looking at charts very much. So this is a stock that's going lower. You zoom out here and you can just, like, it's had these drifts before, and well, that doesn't look bad, Dan. Well, let's look at this here, Horseshack, from top to bottom. It was only a 50% haircut. I don't need to go back over here. This was 2008. Everything was dying. Okay, so this has already taken a 30% haircut. I say it's got further to go. I say this is not the best short entry, though I did short the stock today. It's not the best short entry. Yesterday would have been the best short entry, as it turns out. But I see this stock having so much downside momentum that, and no signs of real buyers. You could say, well, yeah, this was, you know, this here. I think they probably reported earnings there. Great. Well, that lasted a good long time, didn't it? Right now, stock's only up like less than 4% above this major reaction low here. So I'm not telling, you know, if you want to short the stock, great, you can be in it with me. It's all good. Like I said, not the best entry. I just don't know if it's going to get up to 190 to give me a better opportunity, if only. But China's economy is really weak. If our economy is really weak. But I was going to say, if our economy was really weak, you know, all the search engines going to be having a little bit of a tough time too. As it turns out, well, Google isn't a search engine anymore, not really. They're doing okay. Facebook's not really a search engine, but that's kind of doing okay. But then when we go to China, suddenly, well, that's not. So guess what, people who are investors and they're looking to invest in internet companies, guess what they're doing? They're buying Google and Facebook. Probably not buying BIDU. So my suggestion is you need to consider getting out of the stock. If you're still in this from higher levels and you're thinking like, oh, well, this was the bottom. I bought it here. I was really crafty. Looked like a bottom to me, and it was. Okay, good for you. What I'm telling you now is that bottom is now being threatened. Okay, and you don't, I'll tell you one thing. Actually, no, I'm not going to tell you that one thing because this is a family show. The bottom line is this. A lot of bottoms here. You don't want to wait for the next one.